advice can you give someone who just graduated?
We've seen portfolio reviews is students that come out of school thinking they're ready to be the art director of an agency and they can make a lot of decisions and know everything that's going on out there. And I can appreciate the enthusiasm. I remember I was going to change the world once myself. I would say though, if you would be a little bit more open-minded to continue to be absorbent in your learning from the professionals in a studio that you work for. You have two avenues you can go down. Go into a small studio where you're going to get to do a lot of work that entails anything from emptying trash cans to like, hey, I need you to design a logo today. Or you can go work at a big agency where you've got to have the corporate chain of command and start at the low rung and work your way up. Both are going to offer great experiences, but you kind of want to figure out where you want to end up in another 10 to 20 years because certainly one is going to take you down a very different path than the other, but both are very creative.
There's Gen X and Gen Y and Gen F and R. And one of the things that my colleague here touched on, your generation is a lot different than ours in that when we got out of school, we were all convinced that we were going to have to work our way up from the bottom and that we would be toadies and grunts and that we had to pay our dues, and that was all kind of expected. So understand that a lot of the people that you'll be applying for jobs will be thinking that you should pay your dues. You should be respectful of us. Now what we've studied about your generation is you don't believe any of that crap. You believe that you walk on air and that you don't have to do that and that anybody that thinks you should have to do that is stupid. So be smart about it. Understand that that may be true. You probably are much smarter than us. But if you pretend that we actually have a little to offer, and you're willing to kind of say, wow, that's a really thing, that's great. I'm glad you said that. You'll get hired. Because most of your generation doesn't act that way, so you'll stand out. And just like in advertising, so you want to stand out, you want to be different. It's a good way to get hired, is to just be a little bit more humble, and you will probably get hired.